Okay, look.
And also, the absurdity of where his sentence is.
If Donald Trump is elected president of the United States.
All right, folks, gather around for a tale of two titans. In this corner, we've got Johnny Depp, master of disguise and wielder of eyeliner. And in the other corner, Donald Trump, self-proclaimed stable genius and king of covfefe. What happens when these two collide? A comedy explosion that's got the internet in stitches, and Trump in a tizzy. Stick around as we break down this epic showdown, blow by hilarious blow. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. So folks, we've got Johnny Depp, the master of weird characters, taking on his toughest role yet, the big orange himself, Donald Trump.
This time, an actor assassinated our president. Now, I want to clarify, I'm not an actor. I don't know. A lot of wonderful dark places he could go.
Bullied him. But what he is, I believe, is a brat.
President of the United States. It just won't work after that.
So you won't be thrilled if that happens?
Now, you might be thinking, what? How do you out Trump? Well, it's like trying to out orange an orange, but our boy Johnny was up for the challenge. First things first, Depp had to do his homework, and let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. The poor guy had to watch hours and hours of Trump footage. Talk about cruel and unusual punishment. I bet he had to take frequent breaks just to remind himself what a normal human being sounds like. But all that suffering paid off. Depp nailed the Trump gesture workout. You know the one. Arms flailing like he's swatting invisible flies. It's like Trump's trying to conduct an orchestra of chaos, and Depp's got it down pat. Now, let's talk about that voice. Imagine a constipated Coke machine trying to speak. Yep, that's the sound Depp had to master. It's not easy to sound like you're simultaneously bragging and complaining, but somehow Trump manages it, and Depp's got it down to a science. And then there's the Trump vocabulary. It's like a broken record, but orange. Tremendous and huge on repeat with a sprinkling of believe me and very, very thrown in for good measure. Depp probably had to rewire his brain to forget all those fancy words actors usually use. But the pièce de resistance, the Trump squint. It's like trying to read a tweet in bright sunlight while also looking constipated. Depp must have spent hours in front of the mirror perfecting that look of perpetual confusion mixed with unearned confidence. The result? Depp's Trump impression is so spot on. It's like looking at Trump in a funhouse mirror. You know it's not quite right, but it's somehow more real than the real thing. It's Trump, but with a side of pirate swagger that we didn't know we needed. But wait, there's more. The real kicker is how the actual Trump handled this tremendous impression. Spoiler alert, not well. Our thin-skinned commander-in-chief couldn't take a joke if it was served to him on a golden platter. Well, folks, it looks like our orange-tinted commander-in-chief just couldn't resist the urge to throw a Twitter tantrum. You'd think the leader of the free world would have better things to do than pick fights with actors, but nope, Trump's got his priorities straight as a drunk sailor trying to walk a tightrope. So picture this, grumpy Trumpy, probably sitting on his golden toilet scrolling through his phone when he stumbles upon Depp's impression. Now, we all know Trump's not exactly known for his thick skin. In fact, his skin's so thin, you can practically see his tweets forming in his brain before they hit the internet. And boy, did those tweets hit hard. Trump's thumbs were working overtime, punching out 280 character rants faster than you can say covfefe. It was like watching a toddler have a meltdown in the candy aisle, except this toddler has access to nuclear codes. But here's the kicker, folks. In a tweet that'll go down in the annals of presidential communication, right next to "I am not a crook and I did not have sexual relations with that woman," Trump claimed, and I quote, "I do a better Johnny Depp than Johnny Depp. Yeah, and I'm the Queen of England." This is classic Trump, folks. When in doubt, just claim you're the best at everything, even if that thing is imitating the guy who's imitating you. But wait, it gets better. Not content with just tweeting about it, Trump decided to show off his own Depp impression. Picture this. The President of the United States, puckering his lips like he's trying to kiss a fish, squinting his eyes like he's staring directly into the sun, which, let's be honest, he's probably done. The result about as convincing as his claims about the size of his inauguration crowd. Spoiler alert, it was huge. Lie embarrassing. The internet, being the internet, had a field day with this. Faster than you can say alternative facts, memes started popping up comparing Depp's impression to Trump's attempt. It was like one of those expectations versus reality posts, but instead of a Pinterest cake fail, it was the leader of the free world making a fool of himself, again. But here's the real punchline, folks. Trump's Twitter tantrum didn't just make him look silly, well, sillier than usual. It actually made Depp's impression even more popular. It's like the political version of the Streisand effect. The more Trump tried to squash it, the more people wanted to see it. It's almost like Trump's secret superpower is accidentally promoting the very things he's trying to criticize. And of course, we can't forget about Trump's loyal fan base. As soon as their dear leader started throwing his toys out of the pram, they jumped into action. Suddenly, there were calls to boycott Johnny Depp faster than you can say butthurt emails. Because nothing says, "We support free speech," like trying to cancel an actor for doing his job. Just when you thought the Trump impression circus couldn't get any crazier, another clown car pulls up. And who's honking the horn? It's SNL's very own orange-faced jester, Alec Baldwin. Yep, the battle of the Trumps is heating up, and it's got more drama than a reality TV show. Now, Baldwin's been doing his Trump thing on SNL for a while now, and he's got it down to a science. He's got the pouty lips, the squinty eyes, and the hair that looks like it's trying to escape his head. But now Depp's muscling in on his turf, and Baldwin's not happy about it. Word on the street is that Baldwin's been strutting around the SNL set, puffing out his chest and declaring, "There's only room for one Trump in this town." Oh boy, looks like someone's feeling a little threatened. But Depp's not backing down. He fired back with a zinger that'd make even the real Trump wince. "At least my Trump can string a sentence together." Ouch, somebody get the burn cream. Of course, social media is having a field day with this. It's like Twilight all over again, but instead of Team Edward versus Team Jacob, we've got Team Depp versus Team Baldwin. And let me tell you, these fans are taking it seriously. They're analyzing every pout, every hand gesture, every huge, like it's the Zapruder film. The late night hosts are loving it too. Jimmy Kimmel suggested a Trump off, joking that it'd be the first time in history two people fought over who could look the stupidest. He even came up with a slogan, "Make America groan again." I gotta hand it to Jimmy. He's got a point. With all these Trump impressions flying around, groaning is about all we can do. But you know who's not laughing? The real Donald Trump. He couldn't resist weighing in, tweeting, "I'm better than both of them." Sure, Donnie, and I'm the Queen of England. Maybe he's just jealous that Baldwin and Depp can form coherent sentences without a teleprompter. Just when we thought this couldn't get any more ridiculous, Baldwin and Depp decided to join forces. That's right, folks. They're planning a Trump Brothers sketch that's gonna make your head spin faster than Trump's excuses. It's like the Avengers, but more orange and with worse hair. Can you imagine it? Two Trumps for the price of one. Double the hand gestures, double the fake news accusations, double the ego. It's gonna be huger than Trump's inauguration crowd. Oh wait, bad example. But here's the thing, while we're all laughing at these impressions, there's a bigger picture here. These comedians aren't just doing it for giggles. They're using humor to poke holes in Trump's larger-than-life persona. Every exaggerated gesture, every mispronounced word, every ridiculous boast, it's all designed to show us the absurdity of it all. And it's working. People are starting to see through the bluster and the bravado. They're realizing that behind all the fake news accusations and Twitter tantrums, there's not much substance. It's like the old saying goes, the emperor has no clothes. Or in this case, the emperor has a really bad spray tan and a comb over. Speaking of naked emperors, let's talk about how these impressions are stripping away more than just Trump's dignity. Ever wonder if all this mockery actually matters? The answer might surprise you more than Trump's hair in a windstorm. So we've got celebrities using their fame to talk politics. It's spicier than a jalapeno popper at a White House dinner, and it's got everyone talking. But here's the million-dollar question. Are these funny faces and silly voices actually changing minds, or are they just preaching to the choir? On one side, we've got folks saying these impressions are dividing the country faster than Trump's wall plans. Critics argue that political satire is like throwing gasoline on the dumpster fire of polarization. They say it's just reinforcing what people already believe, instead of getting folks to chat across the aisle. When Depp busts out his Trump impression, Trump supporters aren't exactly rolling out the red carpet. They're more likely to call it elitist hogwash and dig their heels in deeper. But hold your horses, because the eggheads have something to say about this. Political scientists are weighing in, and they're saying that political satire might be sneakier than we think. It's like a Trojan horse of knowledge, smuggling information into our brains while we're busy laughing our butts off. Turns out humor makes complex political issues easier to swallow than a spoonful of sugar-coated policy papers. Think about it. When was the last time you voluntarily sat through a 3-hour lecture on international trade policies? But bet you've watched plenty of late-night shows poking fun at politicians. It's like political satire is the cool teacher who makes learning fun, while traditional news is the boring substitute who puts everyone to sleep. And let's not forget the embarrassment factor. Sometimes, the best way to criticize a politician is to make them look silly. It's like political kryptonite. When comedians turn politicians into laughing stocks, it chips away at their authority faster than you can say covfefe. It's hard to take someone seriously when you're picturing them with a bad spray tan and a comb over, right? But here's the kicker. People who watch political satire are often more informed than those who don't. I know, right? It's like finding out that eating ice cream makes you lose weight. Who knew that laughing at Alec Baldwin's Trump impression could actually be educational? It's like sneaky learning. You think you're just having a good time, but you're actually absorbing political knowledge like a sponge. Of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows in the land of political humor. Some party poopers worry that all this joking around is dumbing down serious issues. They're clutching their pearls and gasping. But what about the sanctity of political discourse? As if politics was some highbrow intellectual pursuit before late-night comedians got their grubby hands on it. The truth is, political humor isn't just for laughs anymore. It's become a sneaky form of education, getting people engaged in politics who might otherwise tune out. It's like hiding vegetables in a kid's mac and cheese. They think they're just enjoying a tasty treat, but they're actually getting some nutritional value. But here's where it gets tricky. While satire can make politics more accessible, it's walking a tightrope between informing and oversimplifying. The challenge is finding that sweet spot where humor informs without trivializing the real issues at stake. It's like trying to explain quantum physics using only emojis. You might get the basic idea across, but you're probably missing some nuance. So folks, it turns out that laughing at Depp's Trump impression might be more than just a good time. It could be making you smarter. Who knew? Studies show that people who watch political satire actually know more about what's going on in the world than those who don't. It's like sneaking veggies into your comedy salad. And get this, some fancy pants doctor from Smarty University says humor is a powerful tool for criticism. No kidding, doc. It's like Depp's throwing comedic punches at Trump's ego, and we're all getting a political workout. So next time you're giggling at Depp's tremendous Trump act, remember, you're not just having fun, you're basically being a super patriot. Keep laughing, America. It might just save democracy one chuckle at a time.